Good evening everyone. Let us start. So today we'll be completing all the international organizations. We'll try to do it in 2 hours. Okay, because again it is a very important part of UPSC prelims. Last year also 2 questions were asked. So chances of UPSC continuing will be high. So I hope most of you are familiar with the organizations. So we will try to give a quick start. Also I'll be sending you the PDF later for revision. Whatever we are discussing, apart from the slides, we have the PDF where you can revise. Okay. So this Southern Transition Council was in the news. Good. So this was related to Yemen. Okay, so again these are some new topics that UPSC can ask. So basically in Yemen, if you know, there is a civil war that is going on where the Yemen government is supported by Saudi Arabia and the rebel groups of Yemen are supported by United Arab Emirates. So this is the fight that is going on. Again they might ask you, Southern Transition Council is related to what? Because they recently announced that they are going to dissolve themselves. That is why it was there in the news. Southern Transition Council. Which country? Yemen. Good. Who are the bordering countries of Persian Gulf? Oman, Saudi, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE, Iran, Iraq. Okay, all the GCC countries, Gulf Cooperation Council plus Iran and Iraq. These are the members of, or these are the countries which are sharing the border with Persian Gulf. So let us start with Colombo Security Conclave. Again a very easy, a very important organization. Why? Because recently the 7th Colombo Security Conclave, the new National Security Advisors meet happened in New Delhi. Again chances of they asking where it happened is very less. But what is this organization about? Again it is an organization majorly for security in the major Indian Ocean region. Colombo Security Conclave. Which year was it set up in? 2011. Who are the members? Earlier it was a trilateral. Initially it was only trilateral. 3 countries were there. India, Sri Lanka, Maldives. Now new countries have been added. Mauritius, Seychelles and Bangladesh. Mauritius, Seychelles and Bangladesh. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಹಳೇದಿದು ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 6 members is there. Seychelles becomes the 6th Colombo Security Conclave. But again problem is UPSC might give you 8 countries and ask how many countries are there? 4, 5, 6. So you like it or not, today we have to by heart all the 6 countries. Who are the founding members? India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius, then Bangladesh, Seychelles. There is no Madagascar. Regional security grouping formed in 2011 as a trilateral Indian Ocean grouping. So majorly it is security. Security anta bandaga maritime safety, counter terrorism, trafficking, cyber security and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Whatever under the broad security perspective we can include, all these are included. Don't sit and buy out all the 6. 2011, 3 founding members, currently 6 members. Done. Next, ECOWAS. Again very important and in the news, and remember UPSC likes to ask about Africa. Okay, Economic Community of West African States. Economic Community of West African States. Why was it in the news? Many countries they came out or they were kicked out also because military coups happened in a few countries. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Anyways, they will not ask which country, but they will ask us about the organization. Okay. Economic Community of West African States, set up in 1975 through a treaty known as Treaty of Lagos. Very, very important. Yeah, treaty? Lagos, 1975. Just remember keywords, 1975, Lagos, West Africa. Headquartered at Abuja in Nigeria. Headquarters, Abuja in Nigeria. And it has another name known as CDAO. It is a French name because these places were earlier French colonies. So ECOWAS ga innondu hesru CDAO, CEDEAO. See the main objective, economic integration, and also governed by democracy, rule of law, good governance. When military coup happened, that is the reason they were kicked out of the group, because only democracy is the primary criteria to be members of this group. Okay. Again, I will repeat, ECOWAS 1975, Treaty of Lagos, one more name is CDAO. Recently 3 countries were thrown out because they had military coups. They have another initiative known as ECOMOG, Military Observer Group. Majorly it is a regional peacekeeping operation across West Africa. ECOMOG, Military Observer Group. These are the things enough for prelims. Where is the headquarters? Abuja in Nigeria, Treaty of Lagos 1975. Madboda? Military governments lead West African trio out of ECOWAS. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. These were the countries which quit ECOWAS. Chances very less that which country has left. Grouping is important. Artha aita? Done. Majorly 15 West African countries. Approximately, you remember, how many countries are there in Africa? 55 to 60. They will declare themselves independent. Somaliland, they declared themselves independent. 55 to 60 and they called. 15 members are present, almost 1/4 of the members. ECOWAS done. Next, CARICOM, Caribbean Community. Again 2 years back the summit happened where even Modi ji attended the second CARICOM summit. What do you mean by CARICOM? Caribbean Community. Set up in 1973 through a treaty known as Treaty of Chaguaramas. Treaty of Chaguaramas. Primarily 15 members and 6 associated members in the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean. A Caribbean Sea region, they are the members of this organization. First summit happened in 2019 in New York. The recent summit happened in 2024 in Georgetown in Guyana. Georgetown in Guyana. This is the second summit that happened. CARICOM 1973, Treaty of Chaguaramas. Again India CARICOM summit happened recently. Where is the headquarters? Georgetown in Guyana. Are you observing? These are the only 5 things I am going to revise before going to the exam hall. APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. First question, is India a member of this group? India is not a member. Don't get trapped here. India is not a member because UPSC, whenever they ask organization, they'll ask the relationship of India with this grouping. India is not a member. What is the criteria to become a member of this group? They should have a border with Pacific Ocean region. Pacific Ocean rim countries ge they are members. Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, it's there in the name only. What is the purpose? Economic cooperation. Got it? Then, where is the headquarters? Shanghai. Singapore. It is in Singapore. Headquarters, Singapore, set up in the year 1989, very old body, almost 40 years. 1989. Core function is promote free trade across the Pacific Ocean rim countries. And the criteria is, here have you heard of Taiwan? Taiwan is also part of this, apart from China. Andre, country alla, any separate entity economy can also become a member. Taiwan, I think Hong Kong also might be a member, I am not sure, but Taiwan is a member. Taiwan as well as China, both are members. Artha 1989, Singapore Economic Cooperation, around 22 or 21 countries of Pacific Rim countries are members. If you know this much, that should be enough. India has a observer status. Again, they were ready to take India, but India does not share the boundary with Pacific Ocean. Next, ASEAN. Very, very important. Association for Southeast Asian Nations. Set up in the year 1967 through Bangkok Declaration. Treaty of Lagos, ECOWAS. Treaty of Chaguramas, CARICOM. Bangkok Treaty, ASEAN. What about BIMSTEC? Bangkok Declaration. So totally 11 members are there in ASEAN. Again, please by heart the founding members. We have a formula to remember it. MSPIT. M for Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand. Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand. These founding members. And the latest members, we can remember them as CMLV-BT. CMLV andre, they are the group of most backward countries in this region. Okay? Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam. BT andre, Brunei Darussalam and Thailand. East Timor or Timor-Leste. East Timor or Timor-Leste, because Timor-Leste is the latest member of ASEAN. They joined last year, 2024-25, they joined. Where was the latest summit held? The latest summit was held in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Why was it in the news? Modi ji had to go to this summit, but because of Donald Trump, he did not go. He attended it online. Again, 1967, Bangkok Treaty. What is ASEAN, by the way? Social, economic, political, security cooperation. Ella cooperation ide. They call it themselves ASEAN community, the ASEAN way. I think they have a constitution also. Okay. What is the relation between ASEAN and India? Free trade agreement in goods, free trade agreement in services also. FTA in goods, FTA in services. Artha aita? ASEAN India also recently had a joint military exercise. The name was ASEAN India Maritime Exercise. So again, kashta enilla, no need to remember also. Automatically I'll remember. Who is the latest member? Timor-Leste or East Timor. 1967, Bangkok Treaty, CMLV, BT and MSPIT. Amele, Free Trade Agreement 2013 and 2000. When was the Free Trade Agreement signed? 10 and 13 ansate. Goods was signed earlier. Again, it came into implementation later. Next, BIMSTEC. How many members are there in BIMSTEC? Last year this was a question. It is a 7-member grouping antane ittu. BIMSTEC also 7 alphabets. Countries also 7. See the problem in the exam, suddenly if they ask 7 members, we might forget one country. So that is when you might find it as a challenge. You might doubt UPSC has given number, maybe has changed the number. So BIMSTEC has 7 members because even BIMSTEC alphabets are 7. Okay. What is BIMSTEC? Every cooperation along Bay of Bengal region, majorly technical and economic cooperation. Headquarters very important. Dhaka in Bangladesh. Which year was it set up? 1997. And the original name was BIST-EC. They were the original members also, by the way. BIST means Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand. Old, new, UPSC likes to ask founding members. Okay. So over the founding members, BIST. B for Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand. BIST-EC. First summit Thailand, latest summit also Thailand. 2025, 6th summit. Yearly there is no summit that happens when it comes to BIMSTEC. Yearly summit illa. Latest was 6th summit, 2025. The theme was prosperous, resilient and an open Indo-Pacific or Bay of Bengal region. UPSC likes to ask themes, latest themes. So 6th summit theme was prosperous, resilient and open. Where is the headquarters? Dhaka in Bangladesh. Who are the members? First BIST, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand. Amele? Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar. Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar are the later members. Okay. Latest summit, 6th summit in Thailand, resilient, prosperous, open region. Also founded through Bangkok Declaration. ASEAN also Treaty of Bangkok, here also Bangkok Declaration. First summit also Bangkok, latest summit also Thailand. Can I say it's a part of India's Act East policy? It is a part of India's Act East policy also. Majorly focus areas are trade, technology, energy, tourism and fisheries. Chances of they asking which 6 are very less, but multiple sectors are present. Trade, technology, tourism, transport, fisheries. It is not for single purpose. Major it is economic as well as technical reasons. ಅದು ಇವಾಗ ಬೇಡ, ಕೇಳಾಗಿದೆ ಅದು ಕೇಳಾಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅದು. BIMSTEC acquires legal personality after charter comes into force. In the latest summit, they adopted a charter. What is charter? What do you mean by charter? Citizen charter. Basic framework, basic rules and regulations. Now, by adopting the charter, it gets a legal personality status. Andre, it can become observer status in other organizations. In United Nations, they can have their own representation also once it adopts the charter. Okay, that is why it is very important. Seven members, 1997, Dhaka, Bangladesh. BRICS. Again, how many members are there in BRICS? 20. Hey. 11. Who is the latest member? ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ? ಇನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೊಸ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಂಗೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜನವರಿ ಸೌದಿ ಅರೇಬಿಯಾ ಜಾಯಿಂಡ್. ರಾಘವ್ ಹೊಸ ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಚೆಕ್ ಒನ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಬೇರೆ, ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ, NDB ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ. Saudi Arabia is on the verge of joining. Because of USA pressure, Saudi Arabia is not joining. As far as I know, I think currently 11 members are there. Raghav, fake news. Indonesia, last. Correct. So who are the members? BRICS andre Brazil, Russia, India, China. These were the founding members, by the way. BRIC. South Africa joined later. Then who are the latest members? Egypt and Ethiopia from Africa. Iran and UAE from West Asia. From Southeast Asia we have Indonesia. Actually Argentina also had applied, Saudi Arabia also had applied. They had accepted we will join. In the last moment they have backed out. Yaru? Saudi Arabia and Indonesia. Sorry, Argentina. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, UAE, Indonesia. You like it or not, we have to buy it. BRICS anyways, all of you will remember. Who are the new members? West Asia 2, UAE and Iran. Then Southeast Asia, Indonesia. Then Africa, Egypt and Ethiopia. These are 11 members of BRICS. Where was the latest summit concluded? Guarantee na? The latest summit, please remember the number also. 17th summit was concluded in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. And the theme was strengthening global South cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance. Global South, sustainable, inclusive. Remember the keywords. Sustainable, inclusive, global South. Again, if you have missed, I will give you the handouts. Don't worry about the hand writing it down. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Repeat. Where was the first summit? Where did it happen? Russia. UPSC also likes to ask about first. First BRICS summit happened in Russia. Latest, what is the number of the latest summit? 17th summit happened in Rio de Janeiro. What was the theme? Global South, sustainable, inclusive. E keywords, I search for these keywords. Brazil announces Indonesia as new member of BRICS. BRICS has two initiatives to counter IMF and World Bank. To counter IMF, they have something known as contingent reserve arrangement, and to counter World Bank, they have something known as new development bank. Just like how IMF gives money during BOP crisis, same way contingent reserve arrangement will give money for countries in liquidity issues. New development bank andre multilateral development loans will be given to countries. Sir, what is BRICS first? It is a multilateral body. Why have they come together? Against, Modi ji told it is not anti-West, it is non-West. Basically, to provide an alternative model of development to the West. Correct, in principle it is anti-West, but Modi ji told it is non-West. Modi ji told, yakappa madhyal fitting idtira. Already Trump is angry. To promote South-South cooperation and to provide alternative model of development for the Western model of development. Andre IMF ಮತ್ತೆ World Bank. BRICS Bank was set up through which declaration? A declaration known as Fortaleza Declaration. Set up in the year 2014, Fortaleza Declaration. Will they give loans only to BRICS members. All Asia Pacific developing countries we will give loans. World Bank ali conditional loans, in BRICS Bank less conditional loans. Which declaration? Fourth Aliza declaration. Again very easy question, take 30 seconds. New Development Bank has been set up by APEC. Wrong. Headquarters of NDB is in Shanghai. Correct. We forgot to read. The headquarters of New Development Bank is located at Shanghai or Beijing? Shanghai. Good. Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank, that headquarters is located at Beijing. AIIB. SCO headquarters? Beijing. In the name it is Shanghai Cooperation Organization, but it is present in Beijing. Shikhar, how are you? Good. You don't look good. You are in exam mode. How is the CSAT preparation? Practice CSAT. I am seeing students, now they are opening, solving PYQs, getting 60, 55. Practice CSAT. What is your plan for CSAT? Only RC, sir. 2 hours plan. What are you planning to do in the 2 hours? 1 hour? Yeniki Sharat, 1 hour? 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, 45 minutes you can easily complete RC. Try to practice, now only this is the time. What should be my plan for CSAT in the exam? So what usually I tell students, first 45 minutes RC, reading comprehension, finish. Then from then on, from question number 1, you get quant or logical reasoning, keep continuing to do that. And one more important rule, if you don't know any question or if you are not getting answer, skip. Uno cards, skip ಅಂತ ಒಂದು card ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, learn to skip. Because what we do, we take it to our ego. Hey, such an easy problem. ಯಾವ್ದು fill in the blanks, find the missing number. We will waste 5 minutes trying to find the missing number and we will miss ourselves. Why I am telling you, if you don't reach 75 to 80, there you might get the easiest questions. Got it? So plan, sir, how am I going to solve my CSAT in those exam 2 hours? You can't decide this in the last week of the exam. From this month, whenever you are going to practice, that should be your idea. So take UPSC PYQs, preferably from 2024 to 2018. Keep 2 hours and preferably solve it from 2:30 to 4:30. 2:30 start madidre 3:15 you have to complete all RC. And then from 3:15 to 4:30 you have to go for quant and logical reasoning. Again, don't take it to your ego. In quant we do that. A easy question, I will do, and you will not do it also. You will miss it. And by the time you realize, time would have gone. CSAT is an easy paper to solve in 3 hours, not in 2 hours. Identify your weak areas. Don't go with a mindset, okay, my strength is RC. I will do it aram se. No. Imagine if RC suddenly will reduce to 20 questions. As soon as you see 20 questions, you are out of the race. You will go with that mindset, RC is my strength, I will do off 20 questions. Even if you got all 20 questions right, you will not get it clear. So please don't discriminate. Average, percentage, fraction, profit and loss, blood relation, direction, number system, divisibility, how many zeros, how many twos. UPSC should and will ask questions from here. Probability and permutation practice. Easy questions you can practice. For example, there are 10 boys and 8 girls. Form a cricket team where there are minimum 6 boys and 4 girls. This practice is a very, very easy question topic. But provided you, in your mind already have decided, probability and permutation combination are very difficult. I cannot do this. For one more, there are 10 balls in a bag. 4 red balls, billiard balls, 3 blue and 2 white balls. What is the probability that you are picking a blue ball? If you practice now, these are the easiest questions. This is the time for you to concentrate on CSAT. Trust me, majority of them will go in CSAT only. Don't think UPSC will change its heart and they will ask easy CSAT questions. They will never do that. They will make the paper even more competitive. You still have 55 days. You have count 55 days. So please don't neglect CSAT. I have seen best students missing out on CSAT. And a strategy for CSAT also. Again, I had some friends, they used to first solve quant. They were experts. If you are an expert, if you are so confident, you can do that. But for me, I could not take that risk. So reading comprehension, same reading comprehension, eliminate extreme statements. Same whatever in our GS, only, always, eliminate that. Oh, mind not even. Also solve some questions. If you have any doubts, identify and bring those questions. Let us discuss. 55 days, this is a time where people panic and they start doing random things. Their plans will start falling apart. Plan properly. 55 days, every subject 3 days. Every day 1 hour mapping. Same strategy. Keep doing the same thing again and again. Don't start solving random mock test. One institute is doing all India test, one more all India, one more all India. That all India will never really give you the real picture of your preparation. In your free time you take and solve, but your focus should be again on the basics. Now 100 videos will come, what to do in the next 40 days, 50 days. Read this magazine to get 20 marks. Watch this video to get 20 marks. You will not get doing all that. You will get marks only if you do the same thing what you have done again and again. Current affairs also, focus on science and tech, environment, IR. High rewarding topics will come only from here. Polity, vice president was in the news. Removal of chief judges. These concepts identify and by heart. Got it? If you don't have a plan for CSAT, you are going to be in trouble. And plan at the end, it is not some rocket science, E equals MC square. Simple plan. And you have to practice it in minimum 5 to 10 tests and then go to the exam. Got it? Many students I know, CSAT still they are struggling. Today also there is time for you to work on CSAT. Problem is as exam nearby comes, our mindset changes. If I don't do GS only, what is the use of CSAT? Mindset bandirvek. Some people will get that. GS only I am not ready. What CSAT? Don't do that. And again GS 40 to 45 questions you will be knowing. Rest all will be new topics. With application of mind you will solve that. Mentally prepare. Don't think 80 questions UPSC will serve on the platter for me. 35 questions they will give easy. 35 into 270 you are almost there. 20 marks elimination, some extreme words you can easily get them right. Okay. Again this was a previous year question. What is the answer? Again UPSC very cunning. Multilateralism to multiculturalism, he changed that small word. Okay, so that is why in your prelims there is a very famous saying in Kannada, Mayella kannagirbeku anta. What do you mean by Mayella kannagirbeku andre? You have to be very active in the exam in those 2 hours. Okay, why? Because you don't know where UPSC will give you hints, where you would have just twisted things. So for that, in the 2 hours you have to be very active. So every day 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, sorry, 9:30 to 11:30 and 2:30 to 4:30, please try to be active. You have to train your brain to be active during 9:30 to 11:30, that is when our prelims happens. Same 2:30 to 4:30 hours CSAT. That time should be the most productive time of your day even now. If you sleep at 9:30 to 11:30, in the exam also you will be sleepy. So whatever habits are there, try to undo those habits now. As exam comes, your sleep cycle also should start adjusting to this time. IORA, Indian Ocean Rim Association. Again set up in the year 1997. It is a tripartite intergovernmental organization. It's there in the name only, Indian Ocean Rim Association. Where is the headquarters? Mauritius, at a place known as Ebene, E-B-E-N-E. Ebene in Mauritius. So again, priority areas: maritime safety, trade, fishery, disaster, tourism, everything. Nothing specific here. And the idea of Indian Ocean Rim Association was given by Nelson Mandela. It was his dream that why don't countries around the Indian Ocean Rim Association, they start cooperating with each other. So that is why Indian Ocean Rim Association was formed, to realize the dream of Nelson Mandela. Again, if you observe, one strange country that is a member of Indian Ocean Rim Association is France. Who are the members who are not members? New Zealand should be a member. New Zealand is not a member. Myanmar idara? Myanmar not a member, despite one of the littoral countries here. Pakistan also not a member. ಈ important countries ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕು. New Zealand, Myanmar, Pakistan are not members. Saudi idara? Saudi is not a member. What about our Iran? Iran is a member. Indonesia idaralla? Indonesia is a member. Yarilla? Laos is a landlocked country. Laos does not have a boundary only, so Laos is not there. Seychelles, Madagascar, all of them are members. Repeat: Indian Ocean Rim Association, 1997, IB in Mauritius, 23 countries. India is also a founding member, and also France is one of the members. Multiple sector cooperation. Ishtidru saku. Again, UPSC will give a hints in the exam, don't worry about it. Read the question. It was established very recently in response to incidents of piracy and oil spill. Nothing related to that. Maybe it might be a part of it, but that was not very recently. Again, very recently, how many years can we consider? Only 5 years. Recently, 10 years. It is an alliance meant for maritime security only. Again, he will give you a hint to eliminate that, because UPSC also, while giving the option, he has to be 100% sure for you to mark it wrong. Then SCO. Who is the latest member? Belarus. Belarus and Iran. Good. What is SCO? What does it do? Political, Economic, Security, Cooperation. Political, Economic, Security, Cooperation. Yelli, Eurasian region. Eurasian region. Its old name was Shanghai 5. Shanghai 5. Headquarters ellide? Beijing. Headquarters is not in Shanghai. India is a founding member of SCO. True or false? False. Ide tara keltare. India is not a founding member. We joined in 2017 in a summit known as Astana Summit in Kazakhstan. India joined in 2017 along with Pakistan. Together we joined in 17 guarantee. 7 illa. 2017. Now tell me the members. China, Russia, India, Pakistan, Belarus, Iran. Okay, then tell about all the tans. Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. Yarilla? Turkmenistan is not there. Turkmenistan, I told you, they are more of a non-aligned country. They actually follow that non-aligned movement spirit in reality. So majority of the organizations, they usually do not join. Okay, what is the name? SC. Again, members, please remember, Belarus is the latest member. Before Belarus, Iran. Before Iran, India and Pakistan. Who is not a member? Turkmenistan is not a member. Where did the latest summit happen? China, Modi ji visited 5 years, India and China had very bad ties. To repair that, Modi ji visited the Tianjin summit in China. Which summit was it? 25th summit. Good thing about SCO, year end that summit will match. 2025. Tianjin summit. What was the theme of the summit? Upholding SCO spirit. Okay, I'll just tell you the theme. Upholding SCO spirit, SCO on the move. Upholding SCO spirit. SCO on the move. Modi ji went, no, so SCO will be on the move now. Because India was not so proactive on this in this organization in the last 5 years. Then in SCO we have an initiative known as RATS, Regional Anti-Terror Structure. It's there in the name only, terrorism, and it is located in Tashkent in Uzbekistan. It is located in Tashkent in Uzbekistan. What is the name? RATS, Regional Anti-Terror Structure. BRICS लेंगे, where is how New Development Bank, under SCO we have RATS, Regional Anti-Terror Structure. Again I will tell you the members. Brazil, sorry, not BRICS, India, Pakistan, China, Russia, Belarus, Iran. Tans are there except Turkmenistan. Correct? Have you done Armenia, Azerbaijan in the class? Nagorno-Karabakh, one place was in the news recently. Remember I told you one exclave? That exclave was bombed. Naxican or Nakhichevan. Please remember that. Naxican or Nakhichevan. Because UPSC is very smart. People think that Nagorno-Karabakh is asked, which the UPSC won't ask again. This new place was in the news. Nakhichevan or Naxican. Wait, I'll show it to you here. This place, Nakhichevan. Can you see this place? So that was the place that was bombed. And again these places are in the news, so expect it. Again, if they ask, they will ask where is it located, nothing more than that. They will not go in depth. They will ask where is it located. Nakhichevan, it is a part of Azerbaijan. And remember Artsakh, Artsakh is another name of our Nagorno-Karabakh. Artsakh is another name of Nagorno-Karabakh. East ko didre Sakh. SAARC. SAARC is already dead in coma. So, but again, since it is the India's important organization, we should be reading. Where is the headquarters of SAARC? Kathmandu in Nepal. Founded in Bangladesh. First summit Bangladesh, but headquarters in Kathmandu only, no? Kathmandu in Nepal. So, founding members India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, except Afghanistan. Afghanistan joined later. 2005-06 Afghanistan joined. 8 members are there. Please remember, Myanmar is not a member of SAARC. We get confused. South Asia avuru irbodalla anta. Myanmar is a part of Southeast Asia, so Myanmar is not included as a member of SAARC. Why it was in the news? Because despite it not working, there is a currency swap framework for SAARC. This was in some exam that asked, UPSC had asked this question. Currency swap framework for 2024 to 2027 was brought in under SAARC by RBI. What is currency swap? For example, they can exchange their currency for any Indian rupee or any other third country. Dollar aru kodbodu athwa they can exchange for rupees. Okay. So this is SAARC currency swap framework. Mekong Kanga Cooperation, let us skip, not so important, it is already, this organization is dead. Come to OPEC, very, very important. Who are the founding members of OPEC? WICS, V but not C, VIIKS. Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. You like it or not, we have to buy out all the members. Since the petrol prices or crude oil prices are also fluctuating, UPSC can go back and ask about this. Set up in the year 1960, headquartered at Vienna in Austria. Please remember that their headquarters is not present anywhere in South Asia, sorry, West Asia, rather it is in Vienna, Austria. What is the job of OPEC? Again, they are an oil cartel. They are the major oil producing countries. Based on their supply, they can manipulate the prices of oil. Okay. So, let us try to by heart the members. Who are the founding members? WICS, VIIKS, Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Let us try to remember it continent wise. Asia, everybody are there except founding members. UAE, in all founding members, no need to by heart. UAE is another member in Asia. South America, we have only Venezuela, that is also done under founding members. Africa is a little important. Algeria, Gabon, Nigeria, Libya, Congo, Equatorial Guinea. These are the members. Okay. Again, remember, two areas are there. Yadu? Algeria, Nigeria. Algeria, Nigeria. Gabon, Equatorial Guinea. Okay, Guinea. Then we have Libya and Congo. Remember, always remember in pairs. Two areas. Yadu? Nigeria, Algeria, Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, G and G, Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, Libya and Congo. Aida, idu African members. And then we have South America, Venezuela. That's all, only these members. Check madi. 12 members, correct everybody. 12. Again, take time, let us by heart in the class. Founding members ready. WICS, Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, done. Then in Asia, which country is missing? UAE, or missing. Africa, 3 pairs. Again, Africa, 3 pairs. Area, Nigeria, Algeria, 2 Gs. Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. Libya ಮತ್ತೆ Congo. ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಇದೇ ತರ ನಾಪ್ಕೊ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. It becomes very easy. No burden on you to go back home and revise. Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Nigeria, Algeria, ಆಮೇಲೆ Libya and Congo. Venezuela is another member. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Where is the headquarters? Austria, Vienna in Austria. Which year? 1960. So this much is enough. By the way, which country has the greatest crude oil reserves in the entire world? Venezuela. Venezuela. Ex-members, I don't think it's not needed. Chances are very less that they will ask who were the earlier members. Recently, Angola quit OPEC over low production quota. Done. What is OPEC plus? They are oil exporters, but not a member of OPEC. Russia, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, tumba countries ide. South Sudan, Oman, all of them are exporters of oil, but they are not members of our OPEC. Now who will tell again OPEC members? One person. Raghav, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ. Founding members ಹೇಳಿ first. Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi. Asia ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು, who is missing? UAE. Very good. Then come to Africa. Akshay, Africa. Two areas, Algeria and Nigeria. Two Gs. Guinea and Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. Innondu Libya and Congo. Good. Innondu Venezuela. Okay. Where is headquarters? Vienna in Austria. OECD. Again, it's there in the name only. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Remember that it is a group of developed countries. Western countries. India idara? India illa. Old name was OEEC. It's okay if you don't remember. Please remember the headquarters. Where is the headquarters? Their headquarters is in Paris. Paris is in France. Main objective is to improve the global economy. Usually who are the members? Democracy and rule of law. Free market. Democracy, rule of law and free market. Free market andre ಏನು? Capitalist countries. Repeat the organization. OECD 1961. Headquarters Paris in France. Is India a member? India is not a member, but Japan is a member. IAEA, very important. Since nuclear energy and everything is in the news, what is the job of IAEA? Promote peaceful development of nuclear energy, ensure that no country will develop nuclear weapon, regular inspections madad ಇವರೇ. Have you heard of NPT? Non-Proliferation Treaty. Implementing authority of NPT is our IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. Set up in the year 1957 as Atoms for Peace organization. It's there a name only, Atoms for Peace, peaceful purpose. They have got Nobel Peace Prize in 2005. Also, what is the status of India? India is a member, but NPT gilla. For this we are a member. See this, established as the world's Atom for Peace organization within the United Nations family, but it operates independently, but within the United Nations family. Next, IEA. Yesterday it was there in the newspaper. I think they had given a statement about current energy security. Don't get confused. IAEA is different. IEA is different. This is International Energy Agency. This was set up as a response to 1973 oil crisis. It was a very nice incident where the West Asian countries taught West the lesson. If you know, all the European countries, they were supporting Israel to attack West Asian countries. West Asian countries said, I will cut oil to you. That is when, as a response to this 1973 oil crisis, International Energy Agency was set up. See the criteria to be a member. They must be a OECD member to become a member of this. OECD and developed countries. That is the criteria. So can India become a member? India is only a associate member. India is a associate member. Our objective, 3 E's: energy security, environmental development, and also economic development. Environment, economy, energy. Sorry, energy, economy, and environment. Report, very, very important. Also remember, in the last 4 years, UPSC has forgotten a trend where it used to give the name of the report and ask who publishes the report. Anytime they can bring back the report. Any 10-12 reports are there. Report and who publishes it. World Energy Outlook Report, World Energy Investment Report. Both are given by our International Energy Agency, not IAEA, IEA. Repeat the names of the reports. World Energy Outlook Report and World Energy Investment Report. OPCW, another important organization, established in, again, Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It's there in the name only. Anything related to chemical weapons, they are going to work. Set up in the year 1997 as an intergovernmental organization. Is India a member of this? Yes, India is one of the important members of Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Headquarters in India, Secretariat. If it is there in Hague, Netherlands. If it is there, it will be Hague. Yes, permanent headquarters is in Hague, Netherlands. Look at this, 193 countries are members, near universal membership. Non-members, Egypt, North Korea and South Sudan. It's okay if you don't remember, fine. Again, get used to UPSC's ways of asking question. This is a UPSC question. What is the answer? B, 2 and 3. Again, NATO, WHO, EU. Again, all are different organizations. EU is regional organization, WHO is health, NATO is military organization. They cannot sit in a single platform also first. So eliminate that. It monitors chemical industry to prevent new weapons from emerging. Common sense. So remember, in the exam you will not know everything. If it looks sensible and common sense, you have to mark it correct. Next, it provides assistance and protection to states against chemical weapons. So the answer is 2 and FATF, very, very important. Financial Action Task Force. Is India a member? Yes, India is a very active member but not a founding member. Set up by G7 countries in 1989. Set up by G7 countries in 1989. India is also a member. Main job, what is the main job of FATF? Counter money laundering, terror financing and any threats to the integrity of international financial system. Again, always write down money laundering, terror financing and threats to integrity of financial system. They publish 2 lists, grey list, black list. Grey list andre warning, black list means sanctions. Black list has another name known as NCCT, non-cooperative countries and territories. ಕಂಪ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂತಿತ್ತು, ಬಿಡಿ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇನೆ. ನಾನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಆರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ territories. Recently, why was it in the news? North Korea, Iran, Myanmar continue to remain on FATF's blacklist. North Korea, Iran and Myanmar. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso, many countries were removed from grey list. See, when a country is placed in grey list, it is a warning to them. You better take action or else we will take action on you. So if countries take action on money laundering, they will be removed from grey list. If they don't take action, they will be placed in blacklist. Also, one more thing, please write down something known as 40+9 recommendations. These are set of recommendations given by FATF to tackle money laundering. 40+9 is associated with what? Ashte keladu. Okay, it is also associated with FATF. GCC set up in the year 1981. Where is the headquarters? Elli Saudi, Riyadh. Saudi, majorly for cooperation amongst the Persian Gulf countries. Persian Gulf countries. By the way, it is a there is a UPSC PYQ about members. So I think remember the formula. Bus Q OK. Bahrain, UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Oman, Kuwait. But Persian Gulf neighbors, but who are not members? Yemen Persian Gulf ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇರಾಕ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯೆಮೆನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಪರ್ಷಿಯನ್ ಗಲ್ಫ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರನೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ. Okay, majorly Iran and Iraq, they have very good boundary with Persian Gulf, but they are not the members. Okay. Next, Arab League. Again, if you know Arab sources Palestine, you will come to know. Majorly they were formed for support of Palestine and cooperation of Arab countries. Arab League set up almost during the end of Second World War. Cairo, Egypt, headquarters ಅಲ್ಲಿ Cairo, Egypt. Who are Arab countries? LN. Habibi, come to Dubai and all Arabs. MENA countries, Middle East, North Africa, majorly where Arabic is the primary language. It is these countries are members. Iran is not a member. Turkey is not a member. Pakistan is also not a member. Don't think they are also Arab countries. Arab countries andre berene meaning ide. Again, majorly they came together for two reasons. One is Palestine and cooperation among all the Arab countries. Who is not there? Pakistan, Iran and Turkey is also not there. Afghanistan is also not there. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey are not members despite regional proximity. Artha aita? 1945. Where is the headquarters? Cairo in Egypt, and then cause of Palestine and also cooperation among Arab countries. Don't sit and buy at all these members. Not needed. OIC, Organization for Islamic Cooperation. It's there in the name only. All Muslim countries will cooperate. Set up in the year 1969 at the summit known as Rabat Summit. Which summit? Rabat Summit. Where is Rabat? Saudi, UAE, Iraq. Ellide? Check ಮಾಡಿ. Oman al guarantee na. Hey, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ. Morocco. Oman. Where is Idlib? Very good. Syria. Where is Hama? Hamas Allah. Hama. Hama is also in Syria. Where is Tartus? Adu Syria ne. Russian port. Where is Latakia? Adu Syria ne. Don't worry, I'll make sure that you revise everything. You leave all this to me. Another next class, we'll revise all this. The chances of coming are very high, and again we'll try to by heart it in the class one. Any other places news there recently? Bagram is in the news. All of you know where is Bagram? Afghanistan base, air base, USA. I developed this, I want to take it back. I think Donald Trump should go to Afghanistan. They will teach them the right lesson. Any other place, News Alita? State of Hormuz, fine. Everybody will read. UPSC will not ask that. Erike? Amel, you know the Bekaa Valley, Lebanon. Please observe all this. Bekaa Valley. Kargil and UPSC will not ask. Everybody knows that UPSC will, chances of asking are very less. In that they will ask some other perspective. In Iran, they might ask about the deserts, Daste Kavir and Daste Lut. Iran will do a separate session on Iran, all the places associated with the regions. Zagros mountains are there, good. Come back to OIC. Set up in the year 1969. Is India a member of this? India is observer group. We are an observer in OIC. India was about to become a member. Pakistan said, I will quit if India becomes a member. So that is the reason why India was not given membership in this OIC. What does it do? Protecting the interest of all the Islamic countries and citizens across the world. Headquartered in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Headquartered in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. ICC can be one more important topic this year. International Criminal Court. Tell me what all you know. Not under UN, Rome Statute 1999-2001 signed and came into force. Then Geneva, Hague in Netherlands. India is not a member. Good. Yes, prosecution of individuals for 4 types of crimes that are committed. War crime, genocide, crimes against humanity, crimes of aggression. Again I will repeat. Genocide, war crime, crime against humanity and crimes of aggression. It tries individuals, not states. Because recently arrest warrant was issued against Vladimir Putin and Netanyahu also. Again here, Russia is not a member. Can they issue arrest warrants against Russia? Good. If you attack on any member, then you can be punished. India is not a member today. Imagine if India will make an attack on some country which is a member of ICC, then they can issue arrest warrant against Modi ji. A country ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, leaders ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡೋದು. If Modi ji visits some ICC country, there they can arrest Modi ji. But problem is they don't have their independent force. USA is not there, China is not there, Russia is not there, but 125 countries are members, including Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine became the latest member. Arbitrary, please observe, Palestine is also a member. That is the reason why an arrest warrant was given to Netanyahu. Is Israel member? Okay, they are the bap of all this. How can they join? Ukraine, and also please remember Armenia became a recent member. What UPSC will do, they will give 7 countries and ask who is not a member. Armenia is a member, Palestine is a member, Ukraine is also the latest member, India is not a member, China is not a member, Russia is not a member, USA is not a member. It came into force in on July 1, 2002 through Rome Statute, Hague, Netherlands. Again, can arrest warrants be issued against non-members of ICC? True or false? True. Okay. Benjamin Netanyahu, Vladimir Putin, recently former Philippines president, he has been charged with crimes against humanity. Again, he was a very aggressive person. He told whoever is involved in drug trafficking, go and shoot them. No arrest, directly shoot. So that is why today he is facing the charges for the crime he committed on that day. Relationship with UN, but United Nations can tell ICC to go and investigate. They can give some powers to ICC. But is it a part of UN? It is not a part of United Nations. Don't get confused. What is the difference? International Court of Justice is under United Nations, important organ of United Nations. It is also known as World Court. Anybody? Yes, here jurisdiction is over states. Here jurisdiction is over individuals. Both headquarters are at Hague in Netherlands. ICJ, sovereignty, boundary maritime issue, natural resource, treaty interpretation, violation, etc. All members of UN automatically will become members of International Court of Justice. Artha is the difference? But remember that in International Court of Justice, they cannot take up suo motu cases. Andre, both countries should accept, only then it is going to be taken. Next, another important organization known as Permanent Court of Arbitration, one of the oldest bodies in the world, set up in the year 1899. Again, no printing mistake. If UPSC wants to confuse you, he will write it as 1998. In the exam, I am telling you, everything looks similar. 1988, 1899, but idu 1899. Again, majorly territorial and maritime conflicts, sovereignty dispute, human rights, foreign investment, regional trade disputes, etc. Illi judges iralla, arbitrators irtare. One arbitrator, he will implement the, or he will check whether which country is violating the law and he will give a decision. Recently, China, Philippines had gone to Permanent Court of Arbitration over South China Sea. Kerala, but he court, idea you should have an located at Hague in Netherlands. All three, Permanent Court of Arbitration, ICC, ICJ, all have headquarters in Hague, Netherlands. Next, G20. Good Prem, deals with individuals here, correct? What all do you know about G20? Developing and developed countries. It was started for coordination in economic policies only earlier. ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ discuss ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Again, it does not have any secretariat. First summit happened in 2008. The latest summit happened in Johannesburg, South Africa. Correct? Latest summit, Johannesburg in South Africa. 20th summit, G20. The theme was solidarity, equality and sustainability. Solidarity, equality, sustainability. G20, 20th summit, Eli, Johannesburg, South Africa. What about BRICS? Brazil, BRICS, Brazil. G20, 20th summit, Eli, South Africa, Johannesburg. Now let us by heart the members. You like it or not, we have to by heart the members. UPSC has already asked. Who is the latest member, by the way? African Union. They became the latest member. Again, try to remember in pairs. Let us start with Asia. India, China, Japan, South Korea, Amele, Saudi Arabia and Turkey, or Turkey and Indonesia, or Turkey and Saudi. Then we have Indonesia, because Saudi and Turkey also relatively they are in the same region. Repeat, try. India, China, Saudi Arabia and Turkey, Japan, South Korea. Who is alone? Indonesia. Map also they are alone. Group of islands. Again repeat. Sir, really? First alone. Okay, Indonesia, India, China, Japan, South Korea, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. Tanveer alva. Next. Europe. Same pairs. Germany, France, Italy, Russia, UK. And one more is EU. Again write the pairs like this: EU, UK. Amele Germany, Italy. Why? Fascism. Very good. Russia, yeah? Yes. Russia and France. Partners in World War II. Again, I am telling you, pairs, if you remember, it becomes easy for you to recollect. Repeat, Madi. EU, UK. Amele Germany, France, Italy. Germany, Italy. Fascism, Nazism. Okay. Then we have Russia and France. Idu European countries. Then America. North America, everybody is there. Canada, USA, Mexico. South America, Argentina and Brazil. AB. Australia. In Africa, South Africa and African Union. Again, let us try to recollect. Let us slow down. Neave continent choose ಮಾಡಿ country side. EU, UK, good. Germany, Italy, Russia and France. Very good. These are Europe members. Asia, wait, let him tell. Some people they will get miss out. India, Japan, South Korea, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. Who is alone? Indonesia. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಮೆರಿಕ. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರೇ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಮೆರಿಕಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು RCB ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾ ಅಂದಾಗ USA, Canada, Mexico. South America, who is two members? Argentina and Brazil. Australia, again it is a member. Africa, South Africa and African Union. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? These are G20 members. 20th summit, Johannesburg. What is the theme? Solidarity, equality, sustainability. Good. Group of 7 countries. 7 industrialized countries or developed countries. Set up in the year 1975. Very old body. Again, let us remember the members. Same, Europe dedi. Yaryar idralli? Italy, Germany, France, Russia was there. Russia was deleted. UK and EU. EU is there but non-enumerated. Okay. Germany, Italy, EU, France. Who is missing from G20? Russia is missing. Got it? Go to North America. Only USA and Canada. Then Asia, we have Japan. Again, easiest 2 marks if you read properly. G7. Where was the latest summit? Guarantee? Elli? Canada. What is the name of the place? Canassis. Okay, come to G4. G4 is a group of 4 countries. Why have they come together? Permanent membership in Security Council. Who are the members? Brazil. Tell India first. India, Japan, Brazil. What is Japan? Germany. India, Japan, Brazil, Germany. They are demanding for permanent seat in Security Council. Write down one more. Ezulvini consensus. What is it related to? It is related to UNSC permanent membership reforms. Ashte keladu, if they will not ask in depth. Ezulvini consensus or Ezulvini formula antanu they call. It is related to UNSC reforms. To counter this, there was one more group known as Coffee Club or Uniting for Consensus. The Coffee Club Uniting for Consensus, a powerful coalition reshaping UNSC reforms. Pakistan is the leader of this. You only imagine what will happen. Again, just remember P5 reforms. What is the name? Coffee Club or Uniting for Consensus. Yes. Let us discuss about 4 important export control regimes. Australian group. Good. Wassenaar arrangement. MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, and Nuclear Suppliers Group. Which one of the above India is a member? All of them except NSG, Nuclear Supplier Group. We are not a member, but USA has already given us waiver for that. Despite being a member, we can import nuclear fuel. What is Australian group? Just remember ABC. Andre, to prevent the spread of biological and chemical weapons. To prevent the spread of biological and chemical weapons. What do you mean by Wassenaar arrangement? Conventional and dual use weapons. You'll notice double S, double N, double A irutte. Andre, dual use goods and technology, drones. Basically, countries who are members, no, they should not contribute in spreading of this technology to some other country. Wassenaar andre, it is a name of a place in Netherlands. MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, means countries who are members should not contribute in technologies where the missiles cannot travel more than 300 kilometers carrying a payload of 500 kg, correct? 300 kilometers, 500 kgs. So basically India has also joined this, means India should not export missile technology more than this distance, or if we export also only to members we can export. (300 kilometers, 500 kg payload). NSG andrenu Nuclear Suppliers Group. Majorly countries who are exporting nuclear fuel and nuclear technology are members. Remember that all these are informal groupings. Andre, nobody is there to monitor it. If you want, you can join. When was NSG set up? It was a response to India's nuclear test Pokhran 1 or Operation Smiling Buddha. For that response, USA was very angry. USA was giving us nuclear fuel for power and research. India had diverted it to develop weapons. So that is the reason why they brought this grouping known as NSG. And what is the criteria to become NSG member? NPT. If you join the NPT membership, only then you will be given NSG membership. Other important criteria. Idea banta? India is member of all three except NSG. Next, AIIB. Speed is okay? Indian exam matra bantu ide speed. Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank. Very easy. Again, remember that headquarters is in Beijing only. AIIB, Beijing. It is a multilateral development bank set up in the year 2016. Can I say it was established recently? Yes, 10 years is recent. Again, please observe the voting share. All the Asian countries together will have 75% membership. Non-Asian countries will have 25% membership. Who has the highest vote share? China, and India is second. Not bad, but no use. But remember, India is the largest beneficiary of this bank. We have taken the largest number of loans. It is a multilateral development bank. 2016, Beijing, more than 100 countries are members. Again, very easy question. What is the answer? This is correct. This is wrong. This is also wrong. Again, UPSC question alla hint kodtare, does not, do not. It is going to be wrong. Next, ADB. Don't get confused between AIIB and ADB. ADB is led by USA and Japan. AIIB is led by China. Okay. Same. This is also a multilateral development bank founded in the year 1996. Headquartered at Manila, Philippines. Where is the headquarters of ASEAN? Jakarta in Indonesia. Idu Manila in Philippines. It's headquartered at Manila in Philippines. Around 70 countries are the members. Is India a member? Yes, India is a member of this grouping. If you observe, US, Japan have first, China and India have second largest voting share. ADB 1969, Manila, Philippines, Multilateral Development Bank. Around 70 countries are members. India is the second joint or fourth largest voting share. It is led by Japan and USA. AIIB is led by China. Next, East Asia Summit. Is India a member? India is a member. Again, write down. All the Asian members are part of East Asia Summit. You have to buy out the members. East Asia Summit, Asian countries are members. Then we have 4 pairs. India, you only tell me the pair. China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, USA, Russia. These are members of East Asia Summit. Okay. India is definitely a very important member. What will it do? Again, regional development of East Asia, security, political cooperation. Open dialogue for strategic, political, economic issues to promote peace and prosperity. NATO. Last year they have asked, so chances are less. But again, let us read. Who are the, sorry, NATO, when was it set up? 1949, after the Second World War. Was it a counter to Russia's Warsaw Pact? During Cold War, USA had its own military grouping known as NATO. USSR had its own military grouping known as Warsaw Pact. Basically, they were working on a principle known as collective defense. An attack on one is seen as an attack on everybody. Artha aita? Headquarters in Brussels, Belgium. What is the treaty to say, it was set up through? Washington Treaty. It was set up through Washington Treaty. What is the criteria to become NATO member? It should be there in that North Atlantic region, majorly in Europe. Condition 1. Condition 2. Share what? Military base. All countries should accept. If suppose one country wants to join, all countries, if one country does not accept also, no NATO membership. That is why it is important. Okay. And also they should have some significant military strength also. If you don't have military and you want to join, what is the use? Trump is criticizing NATO a lot these days. Trump is actually isolated. Why don't all the countries together attack USA? Please remember the latest members: Sweden, Finland, North Macedonia. Sweden, Finland, North Macedonia. Remember that it is a political and a military organization. Andre, majorly democratic countries will be members of NATO. NATO promotes democratic values. Artha aita? Important non-members: Switzerland, Austria, Moldova, Serbia, Belarus. These are not members. Again this year, I don't think so you should waste your energy biating this, because UPSC has asked it last year. Very high chances that it won't be asked. Criteria nodi, must be in Europe, must be a free market economy, must be a free market economy, and must have sufficient military strength. Only then you can apply for NATO. Then if every country's parliament, they allow it, then they can become a member of NATO. Headquarters in Brussels in Belgium, 1949. Washington Treaty. What is the answer? If you knew our formula also, I think it was correct. Huh? 6 ali 4. Which countries are not members? Ille bardivalla. Austria is not a member. Good. Croatia or Serbia? Serbia is not a member. Okay. North Macedonia, Sweden, Croatia are members. Bulgaria is also member. Only 4. What is NATO plus? Again, extra 5 countries, majorly to counter China. Who are the 5 countries? Our same pairs: Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand. Suddenly one country, Israel, will come here. If you observe, Israel usually you are not present. Israel also said, I will join this NATO plus. What is the main purpose? Mainly to address the rise of China, formalized in 2019. Remember, India will not join any such military alliances. Adina napka idkodi. RCEP. Again, chances are very less. Let us not waste the time reading this. It is a regional trade agreement of countries around ASEAN. ASEAN countries are members: Japan, South Korea, China, Australia and New Zealand are members. Remember our East Asia Summit? I told 18 countries are members. Yaru? ASEAN plus India, China, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, good, USA, Russia. Delete these two and delete India. India was about to be a member, then finally India backed out. China factor and our agriculture, because Australia and New Zealand would flood our farmers, dairy products. That is why finally Modi ji told for our agriculture I did not join this grouping. Gone, our trade deficit would have been somewhere else. What is it? It is a regional free trade grouping of ASEAN and their friendly countries. CPTPP, Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. Again, majorly it is a free trade agreement among Pacific Rim nations. Again, just like how India left our RCEP, USA left this TPP. USA was earlier the leader of this. USA backed out. Members nodi. Japan, Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, Canada, Mexico, Chile, Peru, Australia, New Zealand. USA not there. UK recently joined as a member. But again, chances of being asked very, very less. Tell me the answer. ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಟಿಪಿಪಿ 11 ಅಥವಾ 12. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ರಿಮ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ರಿಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ 11 ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇರೋದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. ಎ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸಿ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ಮ್ಯಾರಿಟೈಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪರ್ಪಸ್? ಫ್ರೀ ಟ್ರೇಡ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? The RCEP often appears in the news in the context of ASEAN. Okay? NPT, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, set up in the year 1967. According to this treaty, they said that whichever country has conducted a nuclear test or no country can carry out a nuclear test after 1967. P5 countries had already tested. So basically it accepted that the permanent members, yaru, USA, Russia, China, France, UK, they can continue to have nuclear weapons. Nobody else can test nuclear weapons. That is why India said, I will not join this treaty, because this treaty is discriminatory. It discriminates between nuclear haves and nuclear have-nots. India not a member. Majorly to prevent nuclear weapon spread, to promote peaceful use and go for disarmament. These P5 countries are very smart. They say first all of you go for disarmament, then I will disarm myself. And all other countries should give up nuclear weapon except P5. Then later they will do it. Again, other non-signatories, Pakistan, Israel, North Korea and also India. And remember that if you sign NPT, you have to agree for inspection from International Atomic Energy Agency. Whenever they want to inspect, we have to allow our territory to be inspected by IAEA. Next, nuclear weapon free zones. andre match the following kelbodu. 4 important treaties are there. Means countries of the region have come together and signed an agreement. That means we will not develop nuclear weapons in the region. Treaty of Tlatelolco. Treaty of Tlatelolco. Latin America and Caribbean countries. Whoever are the signatory here, they will promise, I will not develop nuclear weapons. What is the name of that treaty? Treaty of Tlatelolco. Next, Bangkok Treaty. Obviously, Southeast Asia. Treaty of Rarotonga. This is for South Pacific. If you observe, Tonga is a country there. So, South Pacific countries, they have signed agreement that we are all nuclear weapon free zones. Last is Treaty of Pelindaba. African countries, we have declared them no weapon or no development of nuclear weapons. Treaty of Pelindaba. Artha aida? By the way, where is this place located? Chagai Hills. Hey, Chagos alla, Chagai. Spelling mistake agilla. Allilla. Allo illa. Pakistan. It is the nuclear weapon testing area of Pakistan. How for us it is Pokhran. For them, Chagai Hills is like that. They carried out their test, nuclear test in Chagai Hills. Again, why? Because there was news that India has attacked all these places also. Kirana Hills. India is a member of which of the following organizations? I remember many students had not marked this also in come. Are we members of APEC? Are we members of ASEAN? East Asia Summit? Yes. Have we discussed this question? Nodi Parail. Good Prakriti. It is in Pakistan. By the way, United Nations Convention Against Corruption. All the above antu iralla. Answer is 2 and 4. How many of you will not mark? Okay, I will tell you one logic here. I think some people know it already. See the third line. United Nations Convention on Transnational Organized Crime. There is a chapter on returning the illicitly taken assets. What do you mean by organized crime? Can you give me an example? Human trafficking, drug trafficking, etc. Money laundering. Can I return all the illicitly taken assets? Ashte logically. Ashte logic. Why? Because if you don't take risk, you cannot mark so many questions in UPSC. You have to come out marking only 50 questions. Because rest all will be new topics. So try to identify some hint and try to eliminate options. If you eliminate 3, I think you are already arrived at the answers. Answer is 2 and 4. Don't give up. Try to see what logic can I apply, how can I eliminate it, and then go for the marking. Artha agtidya? Paris Club, let us skip, not needed. Yes, Eurasian Economic Union is in the news because India wanted to sign a free trade agreement with this group also. Talks are going on. Maybe very soon we will set up a free trade agreement with this grouping known as Eurasian Economic Union. Set up in the year 2015. Obviously, it's there in the name only, Eurasian Economic Union. What will be the purpose? Economic integration. Free movement of goods, services, capital within borders. 5 countries are members. Just remember our formula. AB de Villiers went to KKR. Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia. 5 countries are members. What is the name of the grouping? Eurasian Economic Union. Set up in the year 2015. It is an economic grouping or an economic union. 5 countries are members. Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia. Artha ida? If you add T to this, it will go to, what is the organization name? Collective Security Treaty Organization. Same members, just add one more member known as Collective Security, meaning it is majorly for military purpose, security. Intergovernmental Military Alliance. Artha aita? Why was it in the news? Armenia said, I will walk out of the group because nobody is supporting me. Armenia Azerbaijan fighting is there. Armenia was expecting all of them to come and help. Nobody, everybody said get lost. So Armenia said, I will quit this organization. They have submitted their application also. Artha, the reason in the news. By the way, it was set up earlier in 1992 through a treaty known as Tashkent Treaty, but later majority of the members they withdrew from the organization. ಈಗ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರು ಸಾಕು. Same formula. AB de Villiers went to KKR to drink tea. T andre Tajikistan, Armenia, Belarus, Kazakh, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, not Turkmenistan. Artha aida? EFTA, very important. Why? India signed a free trade agreement with this grouping. What is the name of the free trade agreement? Adi heli ivaga. This is cousin of all deals. TEPA, Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement. So, who are the 4 members? SLIN or LINS, however you want to remember. Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Iceland, Norway. Euro members. Are they EU members? They are not EU members. Repeat the names. Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Iceland, Norway. Why it was there in the news? Because India signed a free trade agreement known as TEPA, Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement. Bariboda. Yes, another small information about a grouping known as Moscow format. Moscow format means it is a Russia-led initiative for peace in Afghanistan and Central Asia. Maximum they will ask one liner, nothing more. What is the name? Moscow format. It is a Russia-led initiative for regional consultation platform majorly for stability in Afghanistan. Is India member? India participates in this talks. Moscow format. Afghanistan peace consultation, Moscow, and obviously it will be led by Russia. India is also part of this. Interpol, chances are very high, especially these notices because India for the first time got purple notice and silver notice issued. Sir, what is Interpol? International Police. Headquarters in Lyon, France. Where is headquarters? Lyon in France. Set up in the year 1923. Again, after First World War it was set up. India is a founding member. India is a founding member. And very important, who is the nodal agency in India for Interpol? It is CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. They usually interact with Interpol. Andre, they are the designated agency, yaru CBI, to interact with other countries or Interpol. How many notices are there? 8 colored notices. Eshtu? 8 colored notices. Red notice, wanted person. Red only, wanted. Next, yellow, missing persons. Blue, additional information. Blue andre ಏನಂತ additional information. Black, unidentified bodies. Remember, dead bodies are put in black color cover. If you observe, majority bodies are packed in white. Criminals will send them in black cover. Meat shop. Bodies. Again repeat. Red, wanted. Blue, additional information. Yellow, missing. Black, unidentified bodies. Green. Green is warning. Warning and intelligence. Orange, danger. Orange is danger alla. Imminent threat. Purple, modus operandi. We'll discuss what is it. Silver, identification and tracing of criminal assets. Is silver an asset? Do you agree gold and silver are asset? So silver andre, remember criminal assets. Silver andre, criminal assets. Again let us revise. Black, unidentified bodies. Silver, criminal assets. Amele yellow, missing person. Warning, more color. Warning andre green. Imminent threat, orange. Okay, orange andre imminent threat. Warning is green. Blue, additional information. Yellow, missing person. Red, wanted. Red andre wanted, orange andre imminent threat, green andre warning. Silver andre criminal asset. Purple is modus operandi. Modus operandi andre how they function, how they make money. Money laundering. What is the modus operandi? That is purple. In a first probe agency, ED gets Interpol to issue purple notice. So basically how money laundering works, they have issued a purple notice. Interpol issues first silver notice on India's request, and this was issued on one foreign embassy officer of India. One Indian official was French embassy. He was in embassy. He was taking lot of black money for corrupt money for giving permission or helping in getting passports. So this person had made a lot of money abroad. To catch hold of him, silver notice was issued. Artha aitala? Imagine there is an Indian bureaucrat. He is present in France. He made a lot of money by giving permission for passports, etc. So to track all his assets, the government got to issue silver notice. Artha aita? Total eshtiде? But some people call it as 7 because they don't count a UNSC special notice is there. Some people count this, some people don't count this. 7 according to some, 8 according to some. Then, which year? 1923. India is founding member. Who is the nodal agency? CBI is the nodal agency. E3, very important because S. Jaishankar met all these people recently. Germany, France, UK. Germany, France, UK. Created during Iran nuclear negotiations to as a diplomatic coalition. Repeat my countries. Germany, France, UK. Sorry, I don't think so. S. Jaishankar has met them. There is one more group. And expect a question this year on JCPOA because Iran nuclear weapons. They are trying to stop Iran from nuclear weapons. This was an earlier agreement that was signed for nuclear negotiation. I will discuss this. Okay. This is important, not this. European Security Triangle, also known as Weimar Triangle. S. Jaishankar attended this only. France, Germany and Poland. So it is an informal, remember it is informal alliance for coordinating European affairs and security policy. Please remember S. Jaishankar met these three people. Repeat the countries. France, Germany, Poland. Poland it's the odd man out in this group. So what is the name of the group? Weimar Triangle. Weimar Triangle. Next, CDRI, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, set up by India in 2019 at United Nations Climate Summit. That is why it is important. It is one of the few initiatives of India. First, now the International Solar Alliance. After that, this is the initiative that India has initiated. Headquarters in New Delhi to promote climate resilient infrastructure. Climate resilient infrastructure. What is the organization? CDRI, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. I think this won't be asked. L69 anta. Again, many countries who are demanding reform in United Nations Security Council. Keda chances are very, very less. G33, very important, for food security in WTO coalition. G33 andre group of 33 countries in WTO for food security. It is led by Indonesia. In fact, even India is also a member of this. Remember WTO, they have a peace clause. Earlier there was a cap on subsidy. Developing countries cannot give more than 10% as subsidy, but India was exceeding this 10%. That is why the peace clause has been brought about. African Union, 55 members of Africa. Latest summit happened in Addis Ababa. Where is the headquarters of African Union? Guarantee na? Addis Ababa. Where is Addis Ababa? Ethiopia. India is just a partner status. Obviously, we are not members. Delhi headquarters, Addis Ababa, set up in the year 2002. 55 member nations. Again, okay, not so important. If you skip also, it is fine. This is very, very important. Repeat, Madi. Weimar Triangle. It is informal alliance of European Union. Who are the three members? Germany, France, Poland. Five Eyes. It is a post-World War II Anglosphere countries for intelligence sharing. Majorly intelligence sharing. USA, UK, then Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Post World War II intelligence partnership. Again, majorly Anglosphere countries, UK, USA, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. Okay. Post Second World War, majorly ಏನಕ್ಕೆ intelligence sharing. Last agreement for today, Ashgabat agreement. Already asked by UPSC. This is Ashgabat agreement. Purple highlighted colors. What does it do? Any idea? It is a multimodal transportation corridor. Multimodal andre road, railway, shipping. Road, railway, maritime routes. It's a multimodal transport corridor. Why it is important? India is also a member of this. OI took Pakistan. Just one formula if you want to remember. OI andre Oman, Iran, India also. Took andre Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. Then we have Pakistan. Pakistan is there? Yes. OI. O for Oman, India, Iran. Took Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan. You are members of Ashgabat agreement. What is Ashgabat agreement? Multimodal connectivity or transport agreement. Ashgabat is located in Turkmenistan. Done? How many organizations? 45. 45 organizations in 2 hours is actually good. Ardhaida? So we will conclude here. Again, next class, complete mapping will revise. Whatever we have done, Osad Beda. Anything that is there in the news, current affairs, which is wanted for the exam, I will bring. Rest we will revise that. Then, anything else? Ashtmadare sak. Adine we will try to consolidate whatever we have done. Because return on investment is going to be high. Okay? Thank you. See you next week.